Is the upcoming Apple's iOS 18 just about customization? I know you must be also excited to get your hands on the newest features of the iOS 18, but because it's a developer beta version and not a public release, I recommend you to wait until September. I have installed the iOS 18 developer beta on my iPhone 12 mini to share the new features with you so that you can get an idea of what to expect and what to be excited about. Hey guys, you are watching TechNutso, let's get started. As the basic and very important function of a smartphone is calling, let's talk about the phone app. The Recents tab has been redesigned with a search bar on the top and a new call button on the right side. I always had the issue of accidental calls by finger taps on the Recent screen. This is now finally gone. Now we will have to tap on the call button at the right to place calls, and when we tap on the name, the contact info is shown. A very helpful change has come in place with the iOS 18. As Apple introduced a longer call history of up to 2000 calls in iOS 17, the search bar was really a need then and is now made available. Now I can locate calls quickly and no need to go to contacts each time. Another is the T9 dialer feature wherein we press the alphabet in the dialer to search for a contact. I actually don't find it useful, but if you find it, then that's great. The voice modes now are shifted to a page above the control center. It literally feels like a secret menu. Apple should relocate it to the control center. Phone noise cancellation is now finally back. Apple had removed it with the launch of the iPhone 13 and the later models also did not have it. I have literally missed it. If you don't know about this feature, when you are on a call at a loud place and cannot hear the other person, just press the iPhone a little bit on your ear and the background noise will be cancelled. It also works automatically, but I do press the iPhone for enhanced effect. This feature has been a game changer on iPhone since 2013. I really missed it, and now that it's back, I am happy. I am using the beta 2 of the iOS 18 and the call recording has not been yet released. I will upload shorts as new features are released, so subscribe to not miss out. Back in 2012 and before 2019, I was a sucker for customization on my Android. I have had multiple launchers and icon packs. I would change accent colors and fonts, download widgets, etc. I really loved doing that. But in 2019, I finally switched to iOS. There were strong reasons which pushed me to switch. And since I got into iOS, there was hardly anything that I could customize. So this actually has broken my habit of customization, and now after 4 years, Apple is introducing all of that stuff to iPhones. I don't know if I will be customizing it. Maybe I will try it on my main device once the public version is released in September. Home screen customization is about changing the app icons and colors and placing them wherever on the page. The widgets can now be resized on the home screen itself by long pressing. This is something helpful. Also, supported app icons can be converted to a widget. The overlapping slide animation on the left and the rightmost page has now been removed. The control center, which I use every hour, really needed a redesign. I am glad that Apple did it. Now we can add and place important controls without navigating to settings. Also, we can add 15 pages worth of controls in the control center. At the top right, they have added a long press power off button. The connectivity tab has to have the cellular data control on the top right like always. Currently, it's the AirDrop. At the moment, I have added a cellular data control just beside the tab. I hope this changes in the next beta. App lock and hide app features have finally arrived on the iPhones. Long press on the app icon and tap on the Require Face ID option. Two options will come up, Require Face ID or Hide and Require Face ID. The hidden app can be located at the bottom of the app library. One thing to remember is that once you hide the app, you will not receive any notifications from that app. Talking about the lock screen, Apple gave us one new wallpaper with 4 different colors. The wallpaper is okay and isn't very attractive, but the other thing really is. And that is now we can change the two lock screen controls to overmounts. Currently, they are limited but might increase in the future. I would keep the torch and replace the camera with the silent button on my iPhone 15 Pro Max, so my action button can be assigned to something else. The button press animation is cool but not very visible in dark mode and on black wallpapers. The settings app has also received some changes. Now the list is shorter as the applications can be accessed in a different section at the bottom. Apple has added an important privacy feature named Rotate Wi-Fi address in the Wi-Fi settings. Tracking on the internet will be reduced to a very good extent as your Wi-Fi address is bound to be changed at various times. A host of accessibility features are added to the iOS 18. Eye tracking, sound actions, vocal shortcuts, music haptics, show vehicle motion cues, etc. Apart from music haptics, which works on specific songs only, the eye tracking, sound actions, and vocal shortcuts are not very reliable at the moment. They work perfectly at times and also do not. Real content creators have received this feature now after waiting for years. In the camera settings, we have the Allow Audio Playback feature, which, if enabled, the music playback will not stop while recording videos on the iPhone. The new redesigned Photos app is a real blunder from Apple. Too complex to use, and whenever I open it, my camera roll is shoved in my face. I'd like to see the same Albums tab first thing when I open the photos, hoping Apple would make the necessary changes to this one. A new addition to the battery information is that when I connect my iPhone to a wireless charger or a 5-watt charger, it displays the slow charger message in the battery setting. I like how the iCloud section has been redesigned. Dynamic motion for app icons with a bar which shows how much data that app has taken up. Another addition to that menu is Sign In with Apple. It shows which apps I have signed in with my Apple ID. If I no longer need or use that app, I can delete the account with ease. The Calculator app has now got the back button, the history, and a toggle to switch between basic, scientific, math notes, and currency conversion. The history can be erased if you want to. We can now do simple math calculations in the Messages app just by typing. A time-saving feature for sure. The same applies to the Notes app too. These were some of the iOS 18 features I have tested until beta 2. And no, iOS 18 is not just about customization, but also about new features and redesign of some very important apps like phone, calculator, and settings. The AI features are said to be available on the iPhone 15 Pro and later devices. I hope Apple does bring some of the AI features to the older devices too. But let's see what's coming up in the future beta versions. So here I end my video. These are my first impressions on the new iOS 18 features. Drop your queries in the comments below and the relevant ones will be answered. If you have any tech queries, follow and DM me on Instagram. I'm happy to help. Instagram link in the description. See you guys in the next one. TechNutso signing off.